want your undivided attention, and in return, I'm going to give you my undivided attention. I just believe that young people, I just believe that young people in the 7th and 8th grade, especially in my community, all right, are respectful, all right? I need you to treat me as if I was your parent, all right? If your parent was up here, you would want somebody to give them respect. I have a son and a daughter. I have a 12-year-old, all right? I snuck up to his school the other day just to see how he was doing, because that's how my dad used to do me, all right? Make sure everything was all right. We know kids will be kids, but we do know you guys know how to conduct yourselves at all times, all right? So do me a favor from this point forward, conduct yourselves like you know you can conduct yourselves and make us proud of you. We liked it. I think, is this our second one? Tracy, this is our second one? We've done like 4. This is my second one, all right? And I think we was at another school. They represented well, and we talked about them and got on Facebook and talked about how proud we were of how they conducted themselves. I want to be able to do the same thing when I leave here today, all right? Again, my name is Antoine Diggs. I'm a Buffalo Peacemaker. What that means is that in 2006, a call came out in the community for some men and women to step up and decide that we were not going to tolerate what was going on at the Juneteenth Festival. I'm pretty sure some of you may know a couple of years back, prior to 2006, they used to shoot up the Juneteenth Festival. They used to fight. Sometimes the festival wouldn't make it past the weekend. Me personally, prior to 2006, I just said I wasn't going, wasn't taking my family. And so in 2006, a call came out. They asked some men and women to step up and to step into the Buffalo Peacemakers. And we decided that, we were going to work with law enforcement and we were going to be proactive. And so what we decided to do was, one, we took a look at what was going on at Juneteenth. We come to find out that if you didn't have $50 or $60, Juneteenth wasn't really for you after the parade, because people at Juneteenth were selling stuff. And if you didn't have $50 or $60, they wasn't giving away anything free, but we were asking people to come join the parade and then be a part of Juneteenth. And so we basically stepped up. We worked with law enforcement. We said we're going to be proactive. We said we're going to look into our own community. We're going to look into the events of the day, and we're going to see where we could be most impactful. And so one of the things we seen was that young people come to the festival. Most of them don't have 50 or 60 bucks. And so, young people are going to be young people. You want to come 20 and 30 deep, and that was a problem. That was causing a problem. So we decided to work with law enforcement. We decided to come up with a plan, and the plan was that we would step in as adults, and we would break up crowds, and we would talk to people, and if you guys were hungry, we would feed you. If you were having a bad day, we would talk to you, and if you got into any trouble, we would advocate for you. And from 2006 up until now, there haven't been any major incidents at Juneteenth. So that's one of the things I did, and one of the reasons I stepped in as a peacemaker. It was one of probably the most proudest things I've ever done since I came to Buffalo straight out of jail. I came to Buffalo February 25th, 1999, straight from Collins Correctional Facility. So this particular event, I'm very passionate about, because I started making bad choices in elementary school. And because of those bad choices, I wound up addicted to crack cocaine. I wound up doing a lot of things I shouldn't have done and spending a whole lot of time in jail that I should not have spent in jail. But when I was doing that time and I was thinking about all the things that led me up to that, I thought about how I started making bad choices in elementary school that led up to me making bad choices as adults. So one of the things I want to leave with you today is I want you to be mindful of the choices you make. You should not make any choices that's going to hurt you or harm somebody else. You should only make choices that's going to help you or help somebody else. Whenever it comes down to you to make a choice, you should ask yourself, is this going to help me or is this going to harm somebody else? And I guarantee if you ask yourself those two questions, is this going to help me or is this going to harm somebody else, 9 times out of 10, you will probably make the right decision. All right? So listen, today, if you haven't been making so many good choices, today can be the beginning of a brand new day. You can start making good choices. At some point in time in my life, I had to decide that I wasn't going to smoke crack anymore. Go ahead, laugh. It may sound funny, but it's real. All right, but I had to make the decision. Wasn't going to do it. All right? And by God's grace and mercy, I haven't had a drink, a drug, or a cigarette in 18 years. 18 years. God has been good to me. One of the reasons I'm passionate about working with young people is because I asked God, I said, when when I got out of jail, Collins Correctional Facility, February 25th, 1999, I got out and I said, for every day I did in jail, I did a total of about 7 years in jail. I said, for every day I did in jail, what would make it worth it for me is if I can come out here and stand in the gap and stand in between somebody on their way to jail and somebody before they get to jail and say, hey, listen, you don't have to make bad choices. You can make good choices. You do not have to go to jail. And so if I can help one young person in here today, I like to help everybody, but if I can help one young person here today understand that jail is not the cool place to be. Everybody don't go to jail and get a pen and write a rap and come out and be famous. That's not how it is. In the middle of the night, grown men cry. In the middle of the night, grown women cry, and they ain't crying because somebody's doing something to them. It's crying because you're away from your family. It's crying because you have enough time to think about some of the dumb stuff and stupid choices you done made, and now you have to suffer the consequences behind that. So I'm telling you now, cherish your youth, grow up, but be careful of the choices you make. All right? Thank you for listening.
Thank you for that. Thanks again, Mr. Antoine Diggs. That does not give you permission to start talking. It does not give you permission. I'm going to test you guys. I'm going to test you early. I'm going to test you right now. I want somebody to raise their hand. If you heard everything Mr. Antoine Diggs said, I want somebody to raise their hand nice and high. And I do not want a one-word answer. I want you to tell me, summarize what Mr. Antoine Diggs just said. Let me see. Who can I pick on? I want a young man. You in the front, right here. Yep, come on. Stand up. What did you get out of Mr. Antoine Diggs' message? I want you to hear loud and clear.
Make good choices so you won't make a big
Wow.
Wait for a second. What did you learn from Mr. Antoine Diggs? What did you learn? The one in the black jacket.
Nothing.
Okay, let me explain something. Hold on, Antoine. Let me explain something to you. That was awesome. What you just told me, excuse me, you right here. Good answer. You rock.
That's the one in one ear and out.
Let me tell you something about life.
That's exactly what I was talking about.
You're still young, okay? I want to see you make it. I want to see you become a great leader. I want to see you become an entrepreneur, whatever your heart desires. I understand you're young, you hip, you got a little swag. Shanti understand, trust me, I get it. But at the end of the day, you got to be who you are. But respect others that are next to you, around you. Okay? Because I'm going to tell you one thing. Society, they don't mind if you fail or not. But I'm here to tell you, you can do it. So if I ask you a question, don't say, I don't know. He answered that question to the best of his ability, and it was a correct answer. I'm just saying, pay attention. That's all I'm saying. Okay, next up, we have retired Buffalo police officer Michelle Craig. Let's welcome her. All right, guys. Hey, this is not a game. Now, I don't have to be here just like Ms. Young said, just like DJ Star said. I've already got mine. And my kids got theirs. Okay, this is for y'all. This is something that we do because we want to help you. Do you know how many people your age I seen lying on the ground with a shot to the head, shot to the chest, or laying on the morgue table, cut wide open? And it wasn't a movie. They couldn't walk away from it and say, oh, shoot, I'm gone. They couldn't walk away. So this is not a game. You need to sit your behind up straight like you got some sense. And don't be oohing it because everybody in here is not correct. My daughter went to this school, and they did not act like this. You're disrespectful when you don't do what you're asked to do.
Now, I'm here to tell you what to do and what not to do when you stop by the police. Because unfortunately, a sad part of it's going to be at least 1 to 2% of you guys that's going to have an encounter with the police, or you're going to be dead or in jail. That's the sad part. So now's your chance to try to get this stuff right. And all you got to do is listen. Take some in, take some out. Nobody's trying to make you do anything but have good choices with the rest of your life. Now, being stopped by the police is not a joke, it's not a game. I've had kids, when I was working, run off. You catch them, why you running? Because they think it's funny, but guess what? It's not like that no more. Half of y'all look old enough to be arrested. You are old enough to be arrested at 16, but for certain crimes at 13. So if you're taller, bigger than me or the other officers, what do you think they're going to think? They're going to think you're a child?
Nope.
No, they're not. They're going to think you're an adult, so they're going to treat you as an adult. So you act like an adult, you're going to get treated like one. But like the DJ said, be a child for as long as you can. Do things that young people do, not try to be a grown butt. Now, if you can tell me what I did for my time on the job, yo, my man right there, in the front, if you can tell me what I'm going to talk about, I'm going to step down, I'm going to let you have the mic. I'm ready. Oh, okay, because I was going to say, now, I did 30 years with the Buffalo Police Department. My last assignment was in the E District, which is one of the larger districts, which is Bailey, Kensington, Fillmore, Jefferson, Leroy, that area. Okay, now, when you are stopped by the police, first things first is if you are in a vehicle, the windows should go down. And if you are in the back seat, you need to place your hands up on the top where they can see them. Front seat, put them on the dash. Driver, take the key out, put it up on the dash. Now, what you actually do while you are in that vehicle, if they ask you to step out one at a time, please step out one at a time. A primary, very important thing to do is to carry identification, males and females. Okay? You must carry ID. When you're stopped and they ask you a question, don't get nasty and rude with them, because all police are not bad. And I will tell you that now. They're all not bad. You have over 800,000 police officers in this country. You may have 5 to 10 that do some negative things, and it puts a blemish on the rest, but they're all not bad. So if an officer stops you, you do have the right to say, why are you stopping me? Because when they stop me, I ask them the same thing. Yes, I get stopped, but I try to make sure now that everything is correct on my car. No dark tint, my registration, my insurance, and I do have that thing called what? Oops, a driver's license. If you ain't got no license, don't be driving a car. If you don't have a permit, don't have your butt behind the wheel of a car. Now, when you stop, say by chance you get stopped and you end up getting arrested, you're going to be read your Miranda rights or your Miranda warnings, which are, you have the right to remain silent. You have the right to have an attorney. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to you by the courts. Now that you know these are your constitutional rights, will you talk to us? Now, when I had a serious charge, I had to initial that card, because that card went with me to grand jury, to Supreme Court, County Court, and City Court, because that was proof that you understood exactly what I told you. And if you start talking spontaneously, hey, guess what? That can, may, and probably will be used against you. Now, you guys out in the car with your friends, you're riding 3, 4, 5 deep. You get pulled over. The police search your car. They find some weed, find a gun. Guess who's going to jail? That's right. Why? Give me one person, because I can't hear everybody at the same time. Yep, you. Because you were doing this, so I figured you was listening. Now stand up, honey, because you got to stand up when you talk. Now tell me, why is everybody going to jail?
No.
Nope. Next, you in front of her. Stand up, you, honey. Yes.
Because they're all in the car.
Okay, that's part of it. You, young man, you. Yes. Big, what'd you say, big dog? Okay. Oh, no. I didn't give all that in. Everybody didn't know. You driving the car. 3 or 4 of your friends in the car with you. You don't know what they have, do you? They don't know what you have. I see you're eager. Come on, honey. No. Well, I tell you one thing. No, not you, honey. You stand up. Not you, big dog. It's not guilt by association. You with the gray that stood up.